Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Vikings coming out here again to take over on offense. And this is a crew, obviously, that was so close, Charles, to becoming the first-ever team to play a Super Bowl in their own stadium. So disappointment in that last game against Philly. But overall, I think they've got to be pretty pleased with the season.
They have to be because they put it all together. Won the NFC North. How about that win over the Saints in the divisional round? I mean, I don't know that they'll ever top that in terms of getting something done late in the game, especially with what was on the line. They do get Dalvin Cook back at running back next year. I think they'd still like to have a little more speed at wide receiver, but all in all, this team comes back pulling intact and will be a force for a while.
Yeah, that defense is pretty set.
Very much so. I mean, try and move the ball against their front and then try and throw it against Xavier Rhodes. Good luck to you.
And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. 25 yards the pickup there and also a first down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. That's not only Adam Thielen, that's the Pro Bowler Adam Thielen, who had 91 catches this year and over 1,200 yards, a career high.
We always look for great stories when we do games. Is there a better one this season than Adam Thielen in terms of where he came from to make a Pro Bowl roster as a receiver for the Minnesota Vikings? Lightly recruited out of high school, ends up at Mankato State, which is now known as Minnesota State Mankato. Undrafted, goes to a rookie free agent tryout camp, hangs around, makes the practice squad. First, he's a special teams guy, and now he's one of the better receivers in the league. I think it's one of the best stories I've heard in 2017 NFL.
Back to throw, Keenum. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
All right, now look at this. All right, now look at this. Over.
They do snap it to Keenum. Forced out. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl, but third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999, where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They run again with a J. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Double tight, double tight. Reset. Ready.
Now Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Reset. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Again, it's Pumphrey. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. Here's Foles. The open man is Smith. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
We got three down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move. Black, I feel it. Black 22. Reset.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Foles trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. But before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Watch tight end. Tight right. Down. Green. Come back. Hey, we got 3 down. 2 jet. Check safety. Ship.
He'll drop to throw, and he's going to go down again. Daniil Hunter in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Donnie Jones now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Shifts past him at the 45. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be resigned, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around.
Cook stripped. The ball's out.
That's it, baby.
3 yards to go on second down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Keenum. And right with it here, over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That throw good for only a... It brings up third down.
Check. Eyes up. All right, here we go. Blue, landing. All right, now, look. Leopard.
Keenum to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's able to find Diggs. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 30. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Watch him now, Barney. No. Check. Patriot. Gun. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
A give. This is Cook. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
To throw on second down is Keenum. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. As you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game, not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
Double tight. 4-2. Go. 180. We got three, fellas. We got 3. Liz 5-3. Quick the edge. Go.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Turn it up. Run.
First throw now for the backup Wentz. Eluding the and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. His third sack of the afternoon. Here's Donnie Jones now, standing just about on his own goal line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Bang, 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 bang. Back 99 Philly, here we go. Let's go, Stans. Make some. All right, here we go.
Keenum. Over the middle here to Rudolph. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham able to drop him for a loss of 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. A shotgun snap for Keenum. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Now let's go. Green.
From the gun, here's Keenum. A dump down to McKinnon. And now running right through him. That one good for 15 and a first.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
Now a give running right. It's Cook. Dances by him. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Forbath out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Keenum going to throw. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. To throw is Keenum. Dancing to his left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. The Vikings on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go now.
Shotgun snap for Keenum. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Timmy Jernigan in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So a bullet dodge there defensively. They surrender excellent field position on the kick return, but it winds up not costing them a thing.
And that's a tough sequence of events from an offensive perspective. The inability to get first downs leads to the field goal try. And the inability to cash that in leads to nothing on the scoreboard.
They'll begin here with Blunt. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. To throw is Wentz. This complete left side to Aguilar. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Ram. Watch twist. Hey, ram. Watch the twist.
Wentz going to give this one to Blunt. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
There we go. Back.
Now Wentz got to have this one. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Left side, Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game. I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On 3rd and long, it's Keenum. And this is caught at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Fletcher Cox busting through to get him for a loss of 6. 2nd down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13.
All right, now, look at 56. All right, here we go.
They run the counter with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And he's able to put it through.
Touchdown, baby, let's go.
Forbath out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. To throw, it's Wentz. Now he's going to throw, and his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Anthony Barr from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Play action to Sproles. Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Andrew Sendejo. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
12 more yards there and another 1st down. When the Vikings get down this way, they start looking for number 82. Rudolph had 24 targets in the red zone last year, tops in the league.
And that's what you do when you have a tight end who understands how to get open in tight spaces. Gronk knows how to do that. Tyler Eifert does it well in Cincinnati. Kyle Rudolph emulates those guys.
Now, Keenum out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. Forbath out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now Wentz, buying time to his left. He's going to let it fly. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, 76 yards. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin.